Hey you guys, Tiffany is here with me, and we're going to talk about the worst trip we ever had. We have margaritas, we have guac, and we have salsa, so we are going to sit down and we are going to talk about our trip to Peru. It was terrible, it was awful, it was long, and we have some good... Exhausting, and we have good horror stories. So we decided around this time last year that we were going to go on an adventurous trip. If you're anyone like me, or any of my friends, you would know that I'm a Netflix and nacho kind of girl. And I shouldn't be hiking a mountain. This one is super into
I like
that.
Physical activities.
Yes. So we were like, Tiffany will be fine. If anything, Chelsea's the one who's going to die. So we went on this trip. First thing that goes wrong, we get off the plane in Cusco. And turns out that our shuttle isn't there. Which is fine, whatever. But we've heard that you have to be careful with cab drivers because they can be kind of sketchy and they can rip you off. Thankfully, everything went smoothly. I don't think he ripped us off, but that was just like a prelude to what was going to go wrong. First time we got there, we already noticed the altitude's making us kind of, like, you can notice.
It's hard to breathe.
Yeah. So we're both thinking, how are we going to get through this 4 days of hiking?
Yeah.
Terrible. And, side note, little star asterisk here, that if you're going to do Machu Picchu, take the train. Take the train.
4-hour hike instead of 4-day hike.
Exactly. So, turns out that instead of having 2 nights in our hostel, which we were supposed to have, because of a strike, we had to actually go out a night before and camp that night. Ended up being woken up at 6 the next morning and we started our hike. That entire day of hiking, I just thought to myself, Chelsea, what the did you get yourself into? But other than that, the first day was fine. Yeah,
it was sunny and hot, but the hike wasn't too terrible yet.
So, wake up. Day number 2. It's called Dead Woman's Pass, so you have to think that's kind of scary. It is literally, you guys, uphill the whole time.
Stairs, just...
Jungle stairs.
Yeah, jungle stairs. Like, not actual cement stairs, like rocks.
Just terrible. If you're not good at balancing and, like, you're not on, like, solid ground, there's, like, tree roots and just stuff everywhere.
Yeah.
Like, you're walking on unbalanced stuff, and for someone like me who has a bad knee, it's not the best for you, but... So we get to the top of the mountain. We're at how many feet above sea level?
Like 4,400 meters or something like that.
Yeah, it's something insane. And our tour guide guy, who was a total ass, was like, alright, like, we're ready to go. When everyone else was already gone. I was like 3 hours behind everyone, and I'm thinking to myself, look, guy, not a chance. I'm not taking my 30-minute break like you let everyone else take. I don't care if I'm 3 hours, 4 hours, or 5 hours behind everybody. I am waiting 30 minutes. So I sat there, and he left. Now we're going straight down. Yeah. Within 10 steps or something, you were like probably 10 steps below me.
Yeah.
My knee gives out, and I just managed to step on it the wrong way, and I'm sitting at the top of this mountain thinking, how do I get down? And people are passing me, are you okay? Are you okay? I'm crying on a mountain in a foreign country.
Yeah.
It was just like terrible. It was terrible.
And one tip for that part of the trip, if you're gonna do it, bring the trekking poles.
Yeah. There's no way I could have done it without the trekking
They're
poles.
a lifesaver for that steep walk down.
Yeah, totally. So I think I managed to get down. I told Tiffany just go ahead. And they actually sent up a porter. Like, he probably walked an hour, I don't know. He came up, took my bag for me because I was just dead. And they, like, helped me down. I finally get down. Everyone was in the tent or, like, napping or hanging out. I don't really know. This was probably the best part of my trip. I get down to the bottom, and there are probably 30 men aging from, like, I don't know, 18 to 70. Like, I think the oldest porter was 70. 30 of them, they're all sitting around. And I walk through, and they're all like, woo! Woo! Yeah, woo! And I'm thinking, great, yeah, this is super embarrassing. Everyone now knows that I'm here, like, Chelsea's here. And it was just like, you about it makes me cringe. They were being nice, so it was fine. But so I'm walking through, like, yeah, woo, like I did it, trying to just go with the flow. And then, literally, I take 3 steps in front of all these men, and I trip over my shoes, and I just face plant into the dirt. And they all get up and come and grab me and, like, help me up, and I'm so embarrassed. I was like, I just want to go home. And also, tip, if you're not okay with using buckets as toilets, don't hike the Machu Picchu Inca Trail. I wouldn't do it if you don't like that.
You don't get a toilet for 4 days.
Yeah, so if you're not okay with that, hey, if you like pooping on the ground and you like pooping in a hole, this trip's for you. But if you don't, I recommend taking the train.
Yeah.
Take the train. Tiffany's trip gets a lot worse, and I will let her get into that.
Yeah. So that same day that Chelsea's heading down these stairs, I get lost like by myself. Our tour group is, I don't even know how far ahead of me, and Chelsea and Janet are way behind me. So, and there's no other tour groups even passing me. So I don't know if I'm going the right way. Like, there's at one point the trail forks, and I'm not sure which way I'm supposed to take. Luckily, I took the right way and didn't end up dead in some passageway in Peru.
She'd still be there.
Yeah. So I basically have to perform first aid on myself because I feel my toenail, which I'd hurt like a week earlier, start peeling. So I have to take my boot off, put some polysporin and a Band-Aid on it in the middle of this trail where I feel lost, and there's like this cliff edge beside me. Like, what if I lost my footing and fell? Anyway,
Which has happened.
Yeah.
Which has happened.
It happened when we get up at, I don't know, 5 o'clock, whatever our wake up time is.
Early.
And we hike our next day. And somewhere along that day, I ate an apple that I guess they had washed in their water. I got really sick from this. Really sick from this apple. And, like, I almost thought I was not going to make it anymore and have to get the donkey to take me all the way back.
I can attest to that. She was bad.
And I had no water.
Yeah.
So I just kind of lost it. Like, I was a little loopy.
She was very loopy.
I have no water. Chelsea's way
I
ahead
didn't know
of me.
this was the first time on the entire freaking trip that I am, like, booking it.
Yeah.
You want to know why? Because I was booking it to an actual toilet.
Yeah.
I knew that if I could get my ass down this mountain, I could pee in peace and in a stall with a flushable toilet. But I didn't realize, thinking this, I had Tiffany's water in my bag because she was drinking out of my water bottle.
Because I didn't get any water.
No. So I'm like, yeah, I got this. I'm going to get there soon. I'm going to pee in peace. And then I'm thinking, wait a second, Tiffany's taking a really long time. I sit down because I'm going to pee my pants. Like, I noticed the entire way down I would, like, sit and I'd, like, cross my legs and be like, oh, yeah, I'm just taking a break.
And I would see her sit down like that, right? And I'm like, I'm trying to get her attention so that I can get my water bottle. And then that never happens. And then finally one time she sits down and I just start bawling my eyes out.
Crying.
Like, I couldn't even control my emotions anymore.
I felt so bad. And I was like, oh my god, I have your water.
Yeah.
I didn't even think of it during the thing, and I felt so terrible.
We get to Machu Picchu, the part that we've been trying to get to this whole time. And it starts pouring down rain. We're freezing, we're sick, we're grumpy,
Cranky.
we're exhausted. So we get the next bus out of there. We go back to town and pay $10 for a hot shower.
But the kicker wasn't in a hotel. It wasn't anywhere. It was at some guy's house. So literally we find a sign on this main street where a lot of tourists are because it's where you go after you've, like, hiked. Then we get back to our hotel finally, and it's like 2 in the morning and our flight's at 6, and this one...
Oh, I just jump out of bed like 2 hours before our flight and barely make it to the washroom before I'm just projectiling everywhere. So sick.
And we came back to Canada.
Yeah.
So that is our story time video.
And we wanted nachos so bad.
So bad.
That was our one thing. They didn't have them anywhere in the entire Miami airport.
No. Miami airport, you actually are pretty sweet, but you suck for not having nachos. So we ended up going to TGI Fridays and getting burgers, fries, dumplings, potato skins. It was the bomb. But anyways, that's the end of our story time. Tiffany's boyfriend is here to pick us up because we're going out and he's waiting outside right now for us. So yeah, we're gonna wrap this up. If you liked it, thumbs up. Don't forget to subscribe and stay tuned for more videos like this. Bye guys.
Bye guys.
To make these margaritas, you're going to want to start with limes, orange juice, frozen raspberries, and gold tequila. The first thing you're going to want to do is take your limes and make some fresh lime juice. So I'm just using this contraption that my mom has, and it helps you get all the juice out of the limes, and this is going to be used as our fresh lime juice for these margaritas. Next step is to take the frozen raspberries and pour a bunch of them into your cup. Then you can take your freshly squeezed lime juice and you can pour that in with your raspberries. Next is the orange juice, so I'm putting about 1/3 of a cup in here, but it turns out that it's actually better if you put a little bit more. So we're going to dump all that, and next is the tequila, or tequila. So we're going to pour also 1/3 of a cup in there. You can make it stronger or lighter depending on if you like the taste of tequila and if you really want it to come through. We're going to add a couple cubes of ice in here just to finish it off before we put the top on, and blend it until it is the consistency of a frozen margarita. So the final part is the garnish. You're going to want to take a plate, put some salt on it, take your glasses with your lime wedge and put it around the rim so that it gets wet, and then dip it in your salt, and then voila, you have a pretty salted rim. Then you can fill your drink in there and you are ready to enjoy your margaritas and pretend like you are sitting on the beach somewhere. Enjoy!